They met in grad school and became really good friends. They bonded over Twilight and The Bachelor, and then they moved across the country 1,000 miles apart. And thanks to quarantine, they decided to start Jordan and Rebecca Review Things. You didn't ask our opinion, but we're gonna give it anyway. Hello and welcome to Jordan and Rebecca Review Things. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Rebecca. This is a podcast where we read, watch, and enjoy various pop culture phenomena and bring you our unsolicited hot takes. We are talking about the Netflix sensations,
The Kissing
Booths. And yes, plural. This week we're tackling The Kissing Booth 1 and coming soon, Kissing Booth 2.
We are also excited because we have a very special guest with us, Irene.
Thanks, guys. I have no experience with podcasts or kissing booths, but I have been a teenage girl, so I am glad to provide that extremely underrepresented input.
Very good, very good. Welcome to the pod, Irene. Irene is my sister, so just here she is in all her glory.
In the flesh, I mean virtually, but still.
We're reviewing The Kissing Booth, so just be forewarned, spoilers.
And when we review things, it's kind of implied that we're going to tell you about what we're reviewing. So if you don't want a spoiler, bye.
Also, at this time, I'd like to inform anyone who is listening to this podcast that we will be discussing high school. So if that is a trigger for you, you might want to stop listening right about now.
So true.
Is it not a trigger for anyone? I mean, I feel like high school triggers everyone out there.
Well, that was my experience, Rebecca, but, you know.
No, I'm saying everyone's triggered by high school.
I don't think so. I think there are some people who peaked in high school and they love to talk about it.
God bless. Okay, so let's get into it. The Kissing Booth, the first one, the OG, came out in 2018, so 2 years ago. And I remember when it came out, Jordan watched it first and then texted me and was like, Rebecca, you have to watch this movie. And then I watched it and I was like, Jordan! And then I believe we got together and watched it together again. Did we not?
Yes, I drove to your house and we watched it again together and we're like, this is so cute.
Yeah, and it's a cutesy movie, good for that teen rom-com stuff, and, you know, it just fulfills that happy vibe that you need during the summer.
I've got to say, as far as teen rom-coms go, it was pretty representative. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
You did not watch it in 2018, though.
No, I watched it on request.
Yeah. We did our ever so frequent FaceTime and watch some movies together, and Kissing Booth 2 came out, and so Jordan and I were like, we have to do a double feature, and so patched Irene in, and that was your first Kissing Booth experience.
Indeed it was.
Did you watch a trailer or you were going in cold?
I went in completely cold. I feel that's the best way to go into these kinds of things because, you know, you can't have any spoilers. And with a teen movie, I mean, it's pretty clear and easy to guess the plot if you watch the trailer ahead of time.
It's pretty transparent what you're getting, yeah.
The Kissing Booth came out in 2018, like Rebecca said. It's TV 14. It's 1 hour and 45 minutes long. When teenager Elle's first kiss leads to a forbidden romance with the hottest boy in high school, she risks her relationship with her best friend. The Kissing Booth was originally a young adult novel that was published on Wattpad.
So let's see. We've got Elle and we've got Lee, and they're born on the very same day. Their moms are best friends, and therefore they're best friends. Lee has an older brother, Noah, who's kind of a bully growing up.
He's a douche.
Yeah, he's really a bully, actually. But Lee and Elle are besties from cradle to 11th grade, so like 16, 17-ish. Elle shows up to their first day of 11th grade with the backup to her school uniform, which is a 9th grade body skirt, as she calls it. 9th grade skirt, 11th grade body, I believe is the direct quote. So it's way too short for her. Way too small, way too short. You can see the white underwear she's wearing. That's how short it is, you guys. And Noah gets very defensive. One guy is like, "Ooh, girl, you look..." There's just catcalling. I don't know.
The Tuppen dude taps her
He
lady
taps
bum.
her bottom.
Lee tries to beat this guy up, but Lee's puny, and so Noah's like, "No one touches her," and then gets in a fight. And then they both end up in detention.
I've got to say, after that initial incident with the male romantic lead, what's his name? Noah. Yeah. After that, I was honestly pretty shocked because this movie had a couple twists and turns.
Noah seems to be really protective over Elle, almost overprotective, and that continues on when we realize that he's prevented other boys from asking her out.
Yes. Tuppen gives us the line, "No boobs are worth a broken nose."
So Noah has been threatening them.
Yeah, Noah told all the guys in school, apparently, that they can't ask her out. And then he makes some weird comment, like, just looking out for his little sister or something.
Yeah.
And then for some reason we get to Lee and Elle are painting. Is it posters for the fundraiser? And
No, I think they're painting their props.
Oh.
I think they're their set.
They're painting
The set for
they're painting something. And then they get in like a paint fight, and so she gets paint all over her face, and apparently it blinds her. So on her way to go clean up, she goes into the boys' locker room by accident, and I wrote in my notes, what did I say? The locker room scene is super cringy, because it is.
I also wrote, is this a swimsuit or a bra? Because she's wearing the same swimsuit bra in that scene to school, and when she takes off her shirt to like clean off or whatever, that she wore in the opening scene where she's lounging at the pool. It's cute, but what is it?
This is
it's
question.
a little bold for a bra. These are the
so
questions
this
I need
is
answered.
how Netflix is making its money, cutting corners here.
The costume budget
with
just...
the costuming.
This is a question for the costume department.
Please respond. Our email, jordanandrebeccapod@gmail.com.
But so she ends up in the locker room, and Noah's like, "Get out of here!" And then she just decides that she's gonna do a strip tease for all of these high school boys in the locker room.
There are all these guys that have clearly been showering. So, like, movie perfect, like, towels wrapped around waist or whatever, like, mid-dress. And Noah's like, you should probably, like, get out of here. And I was like, you can't tell me what to do. And so, like, dances around, shirtless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I
As
don't know
one
if
does.
that's, like, a cheap play at, like, feminism. I'm a feminist, but I
wasn't a fan. I didn't like it.
I didn't, yeah. They have a, what I think is typical for teen movies party, but I never had this high school experience. They're all teenagers, they're all in high school, and they are getting drunk. They're getting toasty, and I don't know where they got all this booze. I don't know. I mean, mom and dad are out of town, I guess, so they're throwing a party at Lee and Noah's place, but
Because why not?
and
It is a mansion.
I mean, I
Yes.
didn't party in high school, but all of these high school movies are just really elaborate, over-the-top parties.
were we just in the wrong crowd? Did we just miss out on our high school experience?
I mean, I was very antisocial in high school, so...
Honestly, guys, I think you're selling yourselves short. I did attend a couple of parties in my youth, my younger years, if you will. And in my experience, parties got a little out of hand. However, nobody in my neighborhood was affluent. I think this has more to do with wealth than it does with any sort of, inclination to drink or experiment with with sex in a social scene.
100%.
That's probably true.
So they have that party. Elle gets really drunk. And then Noah Noah takes her before she passes out, and she wakes up in Noah's room. And what happened? They didn't do anything. It'd be like being with my sister.
They get twisted up in the curtains and then fall, and so she's on top of him, and you know there's a boner under there.
Easily.
I'm just saying.
Well, because
he's
she
a
said,
teenage
because
boy.
she was like, I touched it.
Oh my god, did she say
Yeah,
that?
she did.
I didn't.
She 100% did.
Did you guys see that he has an extra large jockey cup or whatever those are
Yeah,
called?
I definitely saw that.
Are we calling it a jockey cup? I feel like we're such girls by saying
It's gotta
so,
be
but
an athletic cup. What?
an athletic cup seems right. Seems more officious.
Are you looking it up, Rebecca?
Yeah. Men's athletic cup. Oh, there are images I didn't want to see.
Oh my god, Rebecca!
There's one that I don't think it's an athletic cup. I think it's a sex thing. It's a Shock Dr. Teen Core Bioflex cup. Yeah, I think it's an athletic cup.
Okay, it's an athletic. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So where did we leave off? They had their little tussle with the curtains, and then we kind of shift over to the night of the fundraiser at the kissing booth. So the main thing that happens is that Elle becomes one of the people that's blindfolded, and the people go kiss her.
Isn't that because
The OMGs, there was a gross guy they didn't want to kiss, and so we haven't talked about the OMGs, but the popular girls who didn't want to kiss the next guy in line pretended that it was one of their ex-boyfriends to get Elle to have to kiss him so they didn't have to, but turns out
That's right.
Noah shows up and she doesn't have to kiss the other guy. She just kisses Noah.
Also, like, what's the tradition with kissing booths? Do they blindfold people?
I think this was a plot device.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I would have signed up. I would not sign up to do a kissing booth. It's COVID-19 time. But I don't think I would sign up to do a kissing booth if I had to be blindfolded.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's already awkward kissing total strangers.
It kind of feels like you're just an object, I guess.
Yeah. You're just there for the kissing.
So, interesting.
But it's definitely a plot device.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she had seen it was Noah, she would have been like, nope.
Right.
But instead,
would
she
she?
gets to fall in love with his pillowy lips.
That little kiss montage. There's this weird thing where they like move their heads and they like laugh, and then they kiss again. It's so awkward and weird.
Oh, in the actual kissing booth kiss?
Yes, and like the camera's
Yeah.
spinning around. It was
Yeah.
a lot. And like I know it's grandiose because it's a fantasy rom-com for teenagers,
Yeah.
but I was just like,
Yes.
really?
It was a lot. It was a lot of a lot. And I'm here to say my first kiss was not that romantic.
My first kiss was behind a church van in a parking lot.
My first kiss was in a dorm room. And my very first kiss he used tongue. So, like, that was an experience.
All right. I'm really, really not trying to one-up you guys, but I feel like I was thrown into the deep end when it came to kissing. My first kiss occurred while I was walking with my then
I forgot about that!
suitor at the time. Whilst walking, kissed me with tongue, did not stop walking
Oh, no.
during
What?
said kiss.
So it's a movement kiss, basically?
It was a movement kiss. This was kiss numero uno for Irene. I had to learn fast.
Wow, they
I don't
threw
think
you
I've
in
ever
the deep end, man.
experienced a movement kiss. So
So-
they kiss. It's weird, romantic, not what a first kiss is like, right?
Right. And then
Um,
Elle goes and tells Lee that, oh, LOL, I just kissed your brother. And Lee's like, well, don't fall in love with him.
yeah. And then for some reason I wrote "Ready for the Sound of Music" moment, and I don't remember.
Gazebo.
Oh, the gazebo.
Okay, but also I wrote Elle's running is horrible because remember
I also said what kind of running was that? Because
Right.
she runs home after the kissing booth, and she's like
It's some half-assed running, man.
This is an audio format. You can't see me, but it's real bad running. It is bad form. So she's running home, starts raining. Noah on his motorcycle picks her up. Isn't that what happens?
Yeah, he comes by, vroom, 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 I'm a man. Hey.
He's like, I'll drive you home.
All of a sudden, when they're on the bike, it's pouring down. They can't even see.
So they stop at a public park with a picturesque gazebo in it. This is my Sound of Music moment because it's obviously 16 going on 17, like the whole thing here. And they are making out in this gazebo, and then the park ranger guy is like, "Not again, Flynn." That's his last name, or something. And she's offended that he's taken her to his makeout spot. I would kiss that guy. That's great.
Same.
Even though I have problems with Noah's temper, I would kiss him because
he's hot.
He's hot. He's very tall.
Anyways, somehow they're at another high school party on the beach this time, and she gets drunk again and is playing Flip Cup. Jasper from Twilight is now flirting with Elle. I think his name is actually Warren, but his whole look is Jasper from the first movie of Twilight.
So Jasper from Twilight tries to get handsy with Elle, and then you hear, "Let her go, Warren!"
Yeah. And then he gets in another fight, and then she's like, "No, don't hit him."
She's like, "I can't handle this anymore," and runs away, and then Noah chases after her. And as she's leaving, because she doesn't want to be anywhere near him, he slams his hand on the car and yells, "Get in the car, Elle!" And for some reason, she gets in the car.
It's terrifying. And then is that when they go to the Hollywood sign and they have sex under the Hollywood sign?
I typed into Google, "Can you go to the Hollywood sign?" Because I have questions about that whole thing. It says, "The closest you can get to the Hollywood sign is up and above it, and the location is accessible by several hikes within Griffith Park. Hikes are about 3 hours round trip." Okay, here are my grievances with Noah and Elle's first time having sex. I felt like she needed to do it with him. Secondly, you can't go to the Hollywood sign like that. Like, that's just not something that is actually doable. And third, I don't like the prospect of doing it out in the open.
Same, agree. Yeah. Bugs.
Yeah.
And
bugs and dirt.
And they apparently stay there all night into the wee hours of the morning.
Yes. I have a problem with, like, the chronological aspect of this. Like, she kissed him. They had their gazebo kiss.
Right.
And then the very next evening, they're at the Hollywood sign having sex. You don't have your first kiss and then have your first, like, sexual experience, like, the very next day, usually. I don't know. No shaming. But, like, that's moving fast, especially for a high school student. He got very possessive
very quickly,
and they started
he's
secretly dating. Then we have the montage of them dating quietly,
which I'll admit is cute, man. I like the cute little dating montages. It's cute, and I like the music behind it. It's kind of like a 50s like feel. Mm-hmm. It's cute.
And then I believe Lee finds out because
Noah and Elle are hanging out together, and Noah's working on his bike. And she like reaches to go get a tool and scrapes her head. And so then Lee walks in on that, and Noah's like trying to help her and accuses him of like beating her up.
And then they lie about it, and Lee walks away, and then they kiss goodbye, and Lee walks back in on them kissing.
Which is stupid.
And then Lee is pissed because she was the only thing he didn't have to share with his brother.
Oh,
like
I didn't.
He had Elle.
Did not like that. That's very.
You were the only thing I had that he didn't.
On both parts.
You cannot have a person. And then Elle's upset and runs home and is crying. And then Molly Ringwald, God bless, shows up to give her heartfelt mama speech.
I think I refilled my margarita at this point.
Probably.
Did you not? We had to pause. And then Elle remembers rule, I don't know, 18? Rule 6?
One of their stupid rules.
One of their rules where everything is forgiven if you show up with ice cream. So she shows up
to school
gives
with
Lee-
ice cream.
Shows up to school. Yeah, how did she get this ice cream to school? How is it not melting? It is a perfectly fresh cone of ice cream. Shows up with this chocolate ice cream cone, gives it to him. He looks at her with his puppy dog eyes, and then he throws it away. She chooses Lee instead of Noah because they're best.
She shouldn't have to choose. She should be pissed at them because she's her own person and she can do whatever she well pleases because she is an individual. And these men don't own her.
But high school was a different time, you know.
I want to posit the theory that though Lee did express that he didn't want to have to share Elle with his brother, which is obviously problematic, there was some lying involved to a best friend.
Yeah, she did lie to him. That's true.
Perhaps it was more insulting because of that fact, because she had been dishonest about her secret relationship with.
But he threw
someone
away
close
the
to.
ice cream, Irene.
Irene, I do appreciate that perspective. I didn't think of it like that. I just didn't like the way he said it to her as he was driving off, like, now he has you too, and I had you. Like, I just don't like that language, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. It's deeply disturbing.
But I would be upset if my best friend was lying to me about something.
Yes, definitely.
They make up because they play their Dance Mania.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Together.
I hate that song, and you love it, so.
I love it because it's awful.
It's freaking terrible, and I hate it so much.
They make up playing DDR, and then Dance Mania, and then they go to prom, and at prom are all these, like, blown-up pictures of the year in review, and there's one of the kissing booth, and Lee and Elle go up and are like, thank you guys so much, and Lee kisses his new girlfriend, and Elle is like, ah, and then Noah shows up.
Noah looked good in that suit, man.
Noah looked so good. But she's like, no, I pick Lee. And Lee feels bad. And then they have their joint birthday party where he dresses up as Batman and she dresses up as
Catwoman, I think.
There's a birthday wish situation.
Yeah, they have their birthday wish, but Elle is torn because she heard Noah's leaving and she's never going to see him again. And so she has this big long speech with Lee and is like, you can't make me choose. That's not fair. And she's like, what if I told you to break up with your girlfriend? And he's like, I would do it because you asked me to. And that's when I'm like, see, they belong. I think Elle and Lee belong together. But anyways.
Lee sets her up with Noah. He dresses Noah up as Batman and sits him in her car.
And I wrote, how does she not know this is Noah in the car with her? Because he's obviously bigger than Lee.
I wrote, LOL, Noah as Batman in the car surprise. V cheesy. Yes, good.
They spend the summer together. Noah and Elle are together for the summer, but then she has to see him off to Harvard.
Oh, yeah, because somehow he got into Harvard.
We don't know how he got into Harvard.
I'm definitely stereotyping, but I was impressed with his well-roundedness.
Well, his family has
gotta
money,
be some
though.
rich people,
and they probably have
like,
connections
vibes going on.
Yeah.
Like, I think we established that Molly Ringwald is playing herself in this movie. We were like, I don't know what their parents do, but it's gotta be Molly Ringwald's money. That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
Probably a legacy, right?
Did Molly Ringwald go to Harvard?
She paid for a wing of the library.
Are you for real?
No.
Oh. So, takeaways from the Kissing Booth 1.
Be rich and be white.
Yeah, you'll get far in this country.
No, be rich, be white, but also be male.
Yes. I'm sorry, I forgot. Yes.
That one's a big one.
I got in my own way there. I'm so sorry.
Yep, it's okay. You keep apologizing though, because
you're a woman and that's your rightful role.
So, Irene, are you happy that you watched this film? Did your life change?
My life did not change. We didn't cover my very favorite part of the film, really, which was the OMGs.
Yes, we did leave them out of our synopsis.
I said the popular girls.
I got a Mean Girls vibe from them, and they were just, they were an excellent addition to the film, I thought, to the cliche of the mean popular girls.
They were very much like the plastics. I wrote down that Irene's favorite time in the movie was the gazebo, when that one security guard told them not to have sex there anymore. It felt the most realistic.
Oh my gosh, yes, that was true. Agree. Stand by it.
Okay. And then your least favorite time in the movie, every time that Lee said Geronimo and then jumped into a 6-foot pool from a second story.
Which was actually a couple times.
It was multiple times.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
I don't know if I have a very good takeaway from this movie because I've seen it multiple times. It's a good cheesy movie. It's a good, summer rom-com.
This is true.
Any last minute comments on this movie here, you guys?
I was underwhelmed by the number of boys that Elle kissed. I thought that there was going to be a lot more kissing in this movie, and that was not the case. And it's not that, she had to kiss all these boys, but if the boys were going to kiss so many girls, I just wanted to see one girl kiss a lot of boys. I felt like that would have been progress, and I was underwhelmed.
Yeah, we did kind of hype this movie up for you.
We did. I mean, I think that it was for a movie that's about a girl, the men really took a lot of spotlight in it.
Yeah.
It's a cute movie, but I mean, if I were Elle, I wouldn't be friends with the Flynns. I would be like, you both can go away. Although I might kiss Noah first and then be like, oh, okay, never mind.
Well, thank you, Irene, for joining us on this conversation. We will be following up with a Kissing Booth 2 episode.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to feature Irene as well.
Heck yeah.
Would you like to come back?
So, yeah, we're officially inviting you back to our podcast.
We're extending an invitation to you.
Oh my gosh.
Will you come back?
Yes, let me check my busy quarantine calendar. Okay, yes, I'm definitely interested in part 2 because there's so much more in Kissing Booth 2 that I have to say.
So true.
So much.
So stay tuned, guys.
Thank you, Irene. Thanks for potting with us.
You're very, very welcome.
We love
Thanks
that.
for having me.
Oh, I also want to insert, if you can, please go buy some stamps and support the United States Postal Service because they need funding and this is ridiculous. So go support the Postal Service.
Also, Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
Yes. And vote. Go vote.
Go vote. If you're not registered to
registered.
vote, go register. If you think you're registered to vote, go double check. Make sure you can vote. Voting's important. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but make sure you vote.
I support your right to vote, and you should be able to do it. So go make sure that you're taking care of all that stuff. And we'll entertain you in the meantime.
Yes. Thank you, Jordan, for podcasting with me.
My pleasure anytime. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Jordan and Rebecca Pod. You can also email us at jordanandrebeccapod@gmail.com. Send us some recommendations to review. Send us your comments, your questions.
We're anywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.